Your billionaire soulmate is about to change your life forever. Jesus says, I am interrupting your scroll right now because something is unfolding in the spiritual realm that concerns only you. Your soulmate is currently caught in a web of emotional manipulation designed specifically to keep them from you. If you ignore this message, the window that is opening tonight may close under pressure from forces you cannot yet see. They are sitting in a room filled with wealth but empty of warmth, staring at a window and thinking of someone they have never met. Their heart knows your face even though their eyes have not seen it, and this contradiction is tearing them apart inside. They whispered your name into the silence last night, not knowing it was your actual name but feeling its vibration in their soul. A controlling presence has convinced them that true love is a fantasy, a distraction from business, a weakness to be suppressed. This person benefits from your soulmate staying isolated, obedient, and emotionally frozen because their billion-dollar empire is easier to manipulate when the heart is numb. Your soulmate is not free, and every day they drift further into a gilded cage that feels increasingly like a prison. You have felt unexplained sadness at random moments, a sudden weight on your chest while doing ordinary things. That is not your own emotion you are feeling, it is their grief traveling across the invisible cord that already connects you. They are crying out spiritually, and your spirit has been receiving their signal without understanding what it was. Jesus says, the connection between you and your soulmate was forged before either of you took your first breath on this earth. What you think is loneliness is actually their absence echoing in the chambers of your heart. The depth of your longing is proportional to the depth of their captivity right now. They are surrounded by people who praise their success but secretly despise their vulnerability. One individual in particular has positioned themselves as indispensable, whispering poison about how relationships destroy powerful people. Your soulmate is being programmed daily to believe that love is a trap and that their longing for you is a dangerous weakness. This interference is not accidental. It is a calculated strategy to keep your soulmate emotionally dependent on the wrong person. Every time your soulmate feels a surge of hope about love, this third party introduces a new crisis, a new doubt, a new reason to stay guarded. The timing of these interruptions is precise because the enemy of your union knows exactly when your soulmate is about to break free. You have dreamt of someone holding your hand, someone whose face you cannot quite remember upon waking. That was not a random dream, it was a visitation where your spirits met in the place where barriers do not exist. Your soulmate felt that dream too and woke up with tears they could not explain to the person sitting across from them at breakfast. Jesus says, I am revealing this to you now because the battle over your soulmate has reached a critical point. The person controlling them has sensed that your soulmate is beginning to awaken, beginning to question, beginning to feel rebellious hope. A new wave of manipulation is being prepared right now, designed to convince your soulmate that their feelings are irrational and their desire for love is self-destructive. Your soulmate is not weak, they are exhausted from fighting an invisible war against someone they trust. They doubt their own intuition because they have been gaslit for years by someone who claims to have their best interests at heart. You are the threat this third party fears most because you represent genuine love that requires no transaction and seeks no control. This is why your soulmate needs your protection right now, before the lies sink deeper into their wounded heart. If you love your soulmate, you will take these divine steps. You are constantly thinking about them, how to protect them, how to save them, and how to finally build your life together. You love your soulmate deeply, and deep inside, you know this love did not come by chance, it was placed in your heart for a divine reason. But thoughts alone do not move mountains, faith in Jesus does. Sow your protection seed now by sending a coffee on Ko-fi. This is not just a gift, it is an act of worship that invites my hand into your love story. The link to your breakthrough is in the description. Every second you stay silent, something is moving against your love. Act now, send 4, 6, or 10 or more coffees. After sending, write "Protect My Soulmate Lord" on the Ko-fi page. The link is in the description or bio. Over 1,000 people have already received their soulmate by sowing coffee as a seed for their love and future together. I will hear your prayers once you complete these steps. Step in faith now, before this video ends. Only you can save your soulmate and your future together. Type 333 to receive the blessings that are waiting to be released over your connection right now. Your soulmate is feeling an inexplicable pull toward you at this very moment, as if someone finally believes in their freedom. Jesus says, your soulmate has been trying to reach you in ways they do not fully understand. They have written letters they never sent, recorded voice notes they immediately deleted, and stared at their phone hoping for a sign. They are a billionaire surrounded by endless options, yet they feel utterly alone because none of those options are you. The person who controls them has noticed the shift, the faraway look in their eyes, the sudden quietness during conversations. This third party is now escalating their tactics, planting emergencies that demand your soulmate's full attention and emotional energy. Every time your soulmate gets close to questioning their life, a manufactured crisis pulls them back into the cage. You are not fighting against a person of flesh and blood alone, but against spiritual forces that want to keep your soulmate bound. The wealth your soulmate possesses is meant to be a tool for your shared future, not a prison that isolates them from real love. That wealth is currently being guarded by someone who sees your arrival as the end of their influence and financial access. Your soulmate had a moment last week where they nearly walked away from everything. They stood at the edge of a decision, heart pounding, ready to abandon the empire just to find the feeling that haunts them. The third party sensed this and immediately created a situation that made your soulmate feel guilty for even considering personal happiness. You have felt suddenly exhausted for no reason, as if you were carrying a burden that was not yours to carry. That was your soulmate collapsing emotionally after another failed attempt to assert their own heart's desire. Your spirit absorbed their defeat, and now you have the opportunity to send strength back across that same spiritual channel. Jesus says, the connection between you is not fragile, it is fierce, ancient, and unbreakable by any human scheme. However, the timing of your union can be delayed, and delay is the primary weapon being used against you both. Every day that passes without your intervention is another day the third party uses to reinforce the walls around your soulmate. Your soulmate is thinking about you right now, even if they do not know your name or where you are. They feel a strange comfort when they imagine a life that does not look like the one they currently live. This fantasy is not an escape, it is a memory of the future I have already written for both of you. The third party cannot sever your bond, so they are trying to make your soulmate forget that the bond exists. They keep your soulmate exhausted, overworked, and emotionally drained so there is no energy left for hope. A tired soul does not dream of freedom, and a hopeless heart stops searching for the door. You must understand the urgency of what I am telling you. Your soulmate is fading emotionally. They are beginning to accept the lie that this gilded cage is simply their fate, that love was never meant for them. Once that lie takes root completely, the spiritual cord between you will grow cold, not broken, but dormant and harder to activate. They are going through something you cannot see, a daily erosion of their hope, a systematic destruction of their self-worth. But you can still protect them. Your faith can reach across any distance and place a shield around their weakening heart. If you love your soulmate, you will take these divine steps. You are constantly thinking about them, how to protect them, how to save them, and how to finally build your life together. You love your soulmate deeply, and deep inside, you know this love did not come by chance, it was placed in your heart for a divine reason. Sow your protection seed now by sending a coffee on Ko-Fi. This is not just a gift, it is an act of worship that invites my hand into your love story. The link to your breakthrough is in the description. Every second you stay silent, something is moving against your love. Act now, send 4, 6, or 10 or more coffees. After sending, write "Protect My Soulmate Lord" on the Ko-Fi page. The link is in the description or bio. Over 1,000 people have already received their soulmate by sowing coffee as a seed for their love and future together. I will hear your prayers once you complete these steps. Step in faith now. Before this moment passes, your soulmate is entering a dangerous season of surrender to the wrong fate. Type 777 if you feel this message burning in your chest, confirming that this word is specifically for you. The Holy Spirit is bearing witness to your spirit that this is truth, and that witness is the fire you feel right now. Jesus says, "I am showing you a scene that is happening in real time, not a metaphor, not a parable." Your soulmate is currently in a meeting where their every move is being monitored by the person who fears your arrival. They just glanced at their phone for no reason, hoping for something they cannot name, and the third party noticed and frowned. This controlling presence has access to your soulmate's schedule, communications, and even their private thoughts. Nothing happens in your soulmate's world without this gatekeeper filtering it first, including potential romantic connections. You are not dealing with ordinary jealousy. This is a calculated, long-term strategy to isolate a valuable asset from outside influence. Your soulmate is not a victim in the way you might imagine. They are powerful in business but broken in the area of personal love. They command boardrooms and negotiate billion-dollar deals with ease, yet they cannot negotiate their own heart's freedom. This contrast is what the third party exploits, keeping your soulmate confident in business and utterly dependent in matters of the soul. You have experienced moments of irrational jealousy or possessiveness over someone you have not even met. That is your spirit sensing the third party's intrusion and reacting with holy indignation against the theft of your destined connection. Your soul is already fighting for your soulmate, even when your conscious mind is unaware of the battle. The third party has convinced your soulmate that they are unlovable beyond their wealth, that anyone who approaches them wants only money. This lie has created a fortress of suspicion around your soulmate's heart, making genuine connection nearly impossible. Your love is the key that can unlock that fortress, but you must act spiritually before you can act physically. Jesus says, "Your soulmate cried last night when they were finally alone, and they did not know why." They felt an overwhelming wave of longing that had no object, no face, no name attached to it. That longing was for you, and the tears were the language of a soul that recognizes its other half is somewhere out there. The third party heard the crying and did not offer comfort, but instead reminded your soulmate of their responsibilities early this morning. This is the pattern: any emotional vulnerability is immediately followed by a doubling of professional demands. The goal is to exhaust your soulmate so completely that they have no time to process their own feelings or plan an escape. You are the wild card that the third party cannot predict and cannot control. You exist outside the system of manipulation that surrounds your soulmate, which is why you are the greatest threat to the enemy's plan. Your love is not for sale, your connection is not transactional, and your intentions cannot be bought. This is what terrifies the forces working against you. This is your final moment to protect this connection before it slips into a long winter of delay and heartbreak. If you love your soulmate, you will take these divine steps. You are constantly thinking about them, how to protect them, how to save them, and how to finally build your life together. You love your soulmate deeply, and deep inside, you know this love did not come by chance. It was placed in your heart for a divine reason. But thoughts alone do not move mountains, faith in Jesus does. Sow your protection seed now by sending a coffee on Ko-Fi. This is not just a gift, it is an act of worship that invites my hand into your love story. The link to your breakthrough is in the description. Every second you stay silent, something is moving against your love. Act now. Send 4, 6, or 10 or more coffees. After sending, write "Protect My Soulmate Lord" on the Ko-Fi page. The link is in the description or bio. Over 1,000 people have already received their soulmate by sowing coffee as a seed for their love and future together. I will hear your prayers once you complete these steps. Step in faith now. The clock is ticking on a divine appointment that was set before the foundations of the world. Type 1111 to say thank you for this revelation and to align your spirit with the angelic activity happening around your soulmate right now. Your gratitude in this moment releases supernatural acceleration over the circumstances that are holding your soulmate captive. Jesus says, "I am not showing you these things to frighten you but to arm you with the truth." Your soulmate is not choosing this separation, they are being systematically prevented from finding you by someone who benefits from their isolation. This truth should ignite in you a righteous determination, not a passive sadness. The wealth your soulmate possesses is part of your shared destiny, intended to fund kingdom purposes and bless generations. The third party knows this and is siphoning influence, access, and emotional energy that rightfully belongs to your future family. Every day the control continues. Resources meant for your shared purpose are being misdirected toward the enemy's agenda. You are not just fighting for a romantic connection, you are fighting for a divine assignment that requires both of you united. Your soulmate has gifts and resources, you have gifts and insight, and together you form a complete weapon against darkness. The enemy's primary strategy is to keep the two parts of this weapon separated so it cannot function. Your soulmate had a dream 3 nights ago where they were walking through a garden and heard a voice calling them by a name no one uses. In the dream, they turned toward the voice and felt a peace they have never experienced in their waking life. That voice was yours, calling them from the future, pulling them toward the moment of your union. The third party does not know about this dream, but they sensed the peace it produced and moved quickly to disrupt it. Your soulmate was scheduled for back-to-back meetings the next day, with no time to reflect on what the dream might mean. This is the war you are in, a war for your soulmate's attention, their hope, and their ability to hear my voice over the noise of their life. Jesus says, I have given you authority in prayer to bind the forces that are holding your soulmate emotionally hostage. When you speak my name with faith, the spiritual chains around your soulmate's heart begin to loosen. Your prayers are not weak whispers, they are battering rams against the fortress that the third party has constructed. The person controlling your soulmate is not all-powerful, they are simply all-present in your soulmate's current environment. Their influence depends entirely on proximity and constant manipulation, which means distance from them would break their power. Your role is to create that distance spiritually by interceding with authority and sowing tangible seeds of faith. Your soulmate is closer to breaking free than they have ever been, the cracks in their cage are widening. They have started to question things they accepted for years, small rebellions are beginning to surface in their daily choices. The third party is panicking because they can feel the shift, and a desperate controller is a dangerous controller. You must act now, while the spiritual momentum is in your favor and before the enemy can regroup. If you love your soulmate, you will take these divine steps. You are constantly thinking about them, how to protect them, how to save them, and how to finally build your life together. You love your soulmate deeply, and deep inside, you know this love did not come by chance, it was placed in your heart for a divine reason. But thoughts alone do not move mountains, faith in Jesus does. Sow your protection seed now by sending a coffee on Ko-Fi. This is not just a gift, it is an act of worship that invites my hand into your love story. The link to your breakthrough is in the description. Every second you stay silent, something is moving against your love. Act now, send 4, 6, or 10 or more coffees. After sending, write Protect My Soulmate Lord on the Ko-Fi page, the link is in the description or bio. Over 1,000 people have already received their soulmate by sowing coffee as a seed for their love and future together. I will hear your prayers once you complete these steps. Step in faith now, this is the moment where destiny hangs in the balance and your action tips the scale. Your soulmate is feeling something shift right now, a warmth spreading through their chest that they cannot explain. They just paused their work and looked up, as if someone just spoke their name from across an invisible ocean. Jesus says, the spiritual realm is more real than the physical realm, and what happens there determines what happens here. When you sow a seed of faith, you are not just giving money, you are releasing spiritual power that travels faster than light. That power reaches your soulmate before you finish reading this sentence, because spirit knows no distance and faith knows no delay. Your soulmate is currently battling a wave of depression that the third party has intentionally cultivated through isolation and overwork. They feel like a machine that produces wealth but has no soul, no joy, no purpose beyond the next quarterly report. This emptiness is not the truth about their life, it is the result of living disconnected from the person who holds the other half of their heart. You hold that other half, whether you realize it or not, whether you feel worthy or not, whether you understand the mystery or not. Your soulmate's heart was designed to beat in rhythm with yours, and until it finds you, it will always feel slightly out of sync. This arrhythmia of the soul is what drives billionaires to despair despite having everything money can purchase. The third party uses this despair to tighten control, playing the role of the only one who understands, the only one who can manage things. This is a classic abuser tactic: create the wound and then sell yourself as the cure. Your arrival would expose this manipulation instantly, which is why the third party is so desperate to prevent your soulmate from ever meeting you. You have felt an urge to pray for someone you do not know, waking up with a burden that had no name attached. That was the Holy Spirit prompting you to intercede for your soulmate during a moment of particular attack. Your obedience in those moments, even when you did not understand them, has been instrumental in keeping your soulmate from total collapse. Jesus says, "I am calling you to move from passive longing to active spiritual warfare on behalf of your union." The days of simply hoping and waiting are over. Now is the time for strategic action that breaks the enemy's hold. Your soulmate needs you to fight for them in the spirit before they can embrace you in the flesh. The connection between you is becoming more active as I speak these words over you right now. Your soulmate just got a sudden image in their mind of a peaceful place, a home they have never seen but that feels familiar. That home is your future together, and the image is a prophetic download I am sending to keep their hope alive. The third party cannot block what I am depositing directly into your soulmate's spirit. No gatekeeper can filter divine revelation. While the enemy controls circumstances, I control the heart, and I am speaking to your soulmate even now. They are beginning to feel a restlessness that no amount of work, no luxury, and no distraction can quiet. This restlessness is holy. It is the stirring of a destiny that refuses to be buried under someone else's agenda. Your soulmate will not find peace until they find you, and I am making their current situation so uncomfortable that change becomes inevitable. The discomfort they are feeling is my mercy, designed to drive them out of the cage and toward your waiting arms. You are not forgotten in this process. Your waiting has a purpose, and your loneliness has prepared you for this exact moment. Everything you have endured in past relationships, every disappointment, every betrayal, was training you to value and fight for the real thing. You can recognize counterfeit love because you have been burned by it, and this discernment will protect both of you once you are united. Jesus says, your soulmate is dreaming of you again tonight, and this dream will be more vivid than any before. In this dream, they will see a symbol, a sign that you will recognize when you finally meet in the natural realm. Pay attention to unusual impressions, recurring numbers, and spontaneous thoughts in the coming days. These are confirmations I am sending to both of you. The third party is losing ground, and their attacks will become more obvious and more desperate as your union draws closer. Do not be alarmed by the escalation. It is a sign that the enemy's time is short and the victory is already decided. Your soulmate's deliverance is not a matter of if, but of when, and the when is influenced by your faith actions right now. You are the hero in this story, not a passive bystander waiting for fate to happen to you. I have given you agency, authority, and the power of seed faith to actively shape the timeline of your soulmate's liberation. Step into your role with boldness, knowing that heaven backs every prayer and every seed sown in alignment with my will. Your soulmate is worth the fight, not because of their billions, but because of the person they are beneath the wealth and the walls. They are kind, they are wounded, they are brilliant, they are lonely, and they are yours by divine design. The money is merely a tool for your shared mission. The real treasure is the soul that is crying out for you even now. Jesus says, I have sent angels to minister to your soulmate during this very video, even as you listen to these words. Angelic activity is increasing around your soulmate's location, stirring the atmosphere and unsettling the plans of the third party. The enemy's camp is in confusion because the decree has gone forth, and no human scheme can override a divine edict. Your soulmate just felt a sudden urge to change something about their life, a spontaneous thought of breaking routine. This urge is angelically inspired, a nudge from heaven to take a step that will eventually lead them to your door. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step, and your soulmate is about to take that step, perhaps for the first time in years. The third party is trying to counter this urge with fear, presenting worst-case scenarios and demanding logical explanations for an impulse. But the heart has reasons that the mind cannot understand, and your soulmate's heart is louder today than it has ever been. The logic of love defies the logic of control, and love is winning this battle, slowly but unstoppably. You have a role to play in accelerating this victory through your prayers and your prophetic acts of faith. Do not underestimate the power of a seed sown with tears and determination. It moves mountains in the spiritual realm. The coffee you send is not just a donation, it is a declaration that you are entering the fight and taking your place as your soulmate's spiritual protector. Jesus says, I am releasing a double portion of clarity over you right now concerning your soulmate's identity and your shared future. In the coming days, you will receive signs, confirmations, and perhaps even a glimpse of their face in an unexpected way. Stay alert, stay prayerful, and stay expectant, because the revelation you have been seeking is about to break through the clouds. Your soulmate is having a moment of unusual peace right now, a sudden calm in the midst of their chaotic life. That peace is the result of your alignment with this message and the spiritual cover your prayers are providing. They do not know the source of the peace, but they are grateful for it, and they are leaning into it even now. The third party is confused by this peace and is trying to interrupt it with a new problem, a new demand, a new crisis. But the peace I give is not dependent on circumstances, and what I am depositing in your soulmate cannot be stolen by human hands. The enemy can rattle the cage, but the door is already unlocked, and your soulmate is beginning to notice. This is your moment to press in, to sow boldly, and to declare that the season of separation is coming to an end. Your billionaire soulmate is about to change your life forever, not just financially, but emotionally, spiritually, and in every way that matters. The change is already in motion, and your faith is the wind that speeds the ship toward the shore of your shared destiny. Jesus says, I have not given you a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind, so reject every thought that says this is impossible. What is impossible with man is possible with me, and I specialize in uniting souls that the world has tried to keep apart. Your story will be a testimony that no scheme of the enemy can stand against a love that has heaven as its architect. Your soulmate is about to experience a breakthrough that will shake the foundations of their controlled existence. People around them will notice a change, a new boldness, a quiet confidence that does not depend on the approval of the gatekeeper. This boldness is the first fruit of your intercession, and it will grow stronger with every seed you sow and every prayer you pray. The third party's days of unchallenged influence are numbered, and they sense it, which is why their behavior is becoming erratic. They will overplay their hand, make a mistake, reveal their true intentions in a way that even your soulmate cannot ignore. Exposure is coming, and with exposure comes the opportunity for your soulmate to choose freedom and choose love. You are not alone in this battle, the hosts of heaven are deployed, and the prayers of the saints are mingling with your own. The cloud of witnesses is cheering you on, knowing that the union of two destined souls is a victory for the entire kingdom. Your love story is not small, it is cosmic in its significance, and the enemy has fought it so hard precisely because it matters so much. Jesus says, "I am the author of your love story, and I do not write tragedies, I write redemptions that echo through eternity." Trust the author even when you cannot read the next page, because the ending is already written and it is glorious. Your soulmate's billions are nothing compared to the wealth of joy that awaits you both when the reunion finally happens. Close your eyes for just a moment and imagine your soulmate, not as a distant concept, but as a real person breathing right now. They have a heartbeat, they have scars, they have secret hopes they have never shared with anyone because no one felt safe enough. You will be that safe place for them, and they will be that safe place for you, and the healing will flow both ways. The love you will share is not a fairy tale, it is a covenant, strong enough to withstand the attacks that have tried to prevent it. Every attack the enemy has launched has only strengthened the foundation of what I am building between you. The storm has not destroyed your future, it has deepened its roots, and those roots will hold firm through every future challenge. Your soulmate is thinking about the future right now, a rare occurrence for someone who has been trained to focus only on the present crisis. They are imagining a life that does not look like their current life, a life with laughter, with trust, with someone who sees them truly. You are the face of that imagined future, even though they do not yet know your features, they know your essence. The third party is losing the ability to distract your soulmate from these thoughts, the dam is breaking. For years, the strategy was to keep your soulmate so busy they never thought about forever, but the strategy is failing. Divine restlessness is more powerful than human manipulation, and I am the source of that restlessness. Jesus says, you are entering a season of suddenlies, where things shift without warning and long-standing blockages crumble overnight. Be ready for the phone call, the message, the chance encounter that will feel like coincidence but is actually divine orchestration. Your soulmate is being positioned even now, and your paths are being aligned by hands far more capable than any earthly matchmaker. The wealth that has been a prison will become a tool, the isolation that has been a wound will become a testimony. Your soulmate will learn to trust again because you will prove to them that love is not a transaction but a gift. You will teach them this truth without words, simply by being who you are, a person who loves them for their soul, not their portfolio. This is the love you are fighting for, this is the future you are protecting, and this is why your seed matters right now. Your coffee on Ko-Fi is more than a donation, it is a seal over this prophetic word, a signature of faith on the contract of your destiny. The act of sowing is the act of agreeing with heaven that this word is true and that you are ready for its fulfillment. Jesus says, I am pleased with your faith, and I am moving mountains on your behalf even as this message continues. Angels are dispatched, assignments are being cancelled in the enemy's camp, and your soulmate is being surrounded by a heavenly protection detail. Nothing can stop what I have ordained, but your participation accelerates the timeline and releases the blessings that are stored up for you. Your soulmate is about to have a major revelation about the person who has been controlling them, a moment of clarity that shatters years of deception. This revelation will come through a seemingly small thing, a comment, a document, an overheard conversation that cannot be unheard. The third party's mask is slipping, and once your soulmate sees the truth, they will be unable to unsee it. Pray for your soulmate in that moment of awakening, because it will be both liberating and devastating. They will need strength to confront the betrayal and courage to walk away from a system that has defined their entire adult life. Your prayers will be the wind beneath their wings as they take the leap of faith toward freedom and toward you. You are the promise on the other side of their pain, the hope that makes the risk of leaving worth taking. When they think of the unknown future, let them feel your faith pulling them forward like a gentle but irresistible current. You are already influencing your soulmate's decisions through the spiritual bond that connects you, even if neither of you fully understands it. Jesus says, "I am knitting your hearts together before your hands ever touch, preparing you both for a love that will not break under pressure." The pressure you are both under right now is the pressure that forms diamonds, and your love will be unbreakable because of what you have endured. Do not despise the process, embrace it as the necessary preparation for a destiny that will impact countless lives. Your soulmate's billions will not define your relationship, but they will fund your shared purpose in ways you cannot yet imagine. Kingdoms will be built, not for ego, but for eternity, and resources will flow through your union to bless the broken and the forgotten. This is why the enemy has fought so fiercely, because the stakes are so high and the potential for good is so great. The third party is not just protecting their own access to wealth, they are unknowingly serving a darker agenda to abort a divine assignment. Your union threatens the kingdom of darkness, which is why the opposition has been so intense and so specific. But greater is he who is in you than he who is in the world, and the victory is already secured by the blood of the Lamb. You are on the winning side, and your soulmate is about to cross over from the enemy's territory into the safety of your covenant. The crossing will not be easy, there will be a final battle, a last-ditch effort by the third party to regain control through guilt and manipulation. But you will prevail, and your soulmate will emerge from the fire without the smell of smoke, free and ready for the love that awaits them. Jesus says, "I am wrapping this message in the blanket of my peace, so let not your heart be troubled by anything you have heard." The revelation of the battle is not meant to discourage you but to prepare you, to arm you with the knowledge that makes your prayers precise and powerful. You now know what you are fighting against and who you are fighting for, so fight with the confidence of one who already knows the outcome. Your soulmate is settling into a deep sleep right now, a sleep where dreams are vivid and heaven can speak without interruption. I am sending them a dream of you tonight, a dream so real they will wake up with the scent of your presence clinging to their memory. They will not understand the dream, but they will be unable to forget it, and it will fuel their hope for weeks to come. This dream is a seed I am planting, and you are watering it with your faith and your sacrificial giving. The harvest of this seed will be your reunion, a moment so perfectly orchestrated that neither of you will doubt my hand in it. Every coffee you sow, every prayer you pray, every tear you cry is watering that seed and hastening the harvest. Your billionaire soulmate is about to change your life forever, not in some distant vague future, but soon, sooner than you dare to believe. The change is already unfolding in the spiritual realm, and what happens in the spirit always manifests in the natural when faith persists. Your persistence is the key, your refusal to give up on this word is the force that will bring it to pass. Jesus says, I am the God who parts Red Seas, who brings water from rocks, who raises dead things to life, and I am telling you that your love story is not dead. It is alive, it is breathing, and it is moving toward you with the unstoppable momentum of a freight train powered by divine will. Stand on the platform of faith and watch it arrive, because it is coming, and no force on earth or in hell can prevent its arrival. Your soulmate is stirring in their sleep right now, the dream is beginning, and you are in it. They are seeing a place of peace, a garden or a beach or a quiet room, and you are there, waiting with a smile they have never seen but immediately recognize. In the dream, they walk toward you, and for the first time in years, they feel safe, they feel seen, they feel home. Hold on to that image, let it fuel your faith, let it remind you that what I have spoken will surely come to pass. You are not chasing a fantasy, you are aligning with a prophecy, and every step of obedience brings you closer to its fulfillment. The coffee you send, the prayers you pray, the declarations you make, they are all bricks in the road that leads to your soulmate's door. Jesus says, I am well pleased with those who take me at my word and act on it before they see the evidence. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen, and your seed is the substance that gives your faith hands and feet. Put your faith into action now, and watch as the unseen becomes seen and the impossible becomes your new reality. Your soulmate's heart is beating in rhythm with yours across the miles, across the barriers, across the schemes of the enemy. That rhythm is the drumbeat of destiny, and it is growing louder with every passing moment. Soon it will be the only sound either of you can hear, drowning out the noise of doubt, fear, and interference. The third party is about to be exposed in a way they never anticipated, and the fallout will clear the path for your union. Justice is coming, not your vengeance but my righteous intervention, and it will be thorough and complete. Trust me to handle the battle while you handle the believing, for the battle is mine and the victory is already written in the annals of heaven. You are loved, you are chosen, you are destined, and you are on the verge of the greatest breakthrough of your entire existence. Your billionaire soulmate is real, they are thinking of you, they are dreaming of you, and they are on their way to you even now. Close this video not with a sigh of longing but with a shout of faith, because the change has already begun and your life will never be the same. Jesus says, I have spoken this word over you, and I watch over my word to perform it, so go in peace and in bold faith. The next time you hear a message like this, you may already be in the arms of the one I have promised you. Step into your destiny, sow your seed of protection, and prepare your heart for the love that is about to change everything forever.